Good morning. Welcome to Money Beat. I am Paul Vigna. Stock market, it was looking green when I walked into the studio. I think it's still green today. You can see the Dow up 68 points, 69 points, call it. NASDAQ up 31 points, almost 1% there. The S&P a little less, about 0.4%. So it's buying that started last week. It is continuing. It's just kind of a wave. There's been nothing to kind of counteract it. So the market just under its own power. And right now the power is taking it higher. But the big news today is a deal. Valeant Pharmaceuticals has enlisted investor William Ackman in its attempt to acquire rival Allergan, a $46 billion deal that would create a big pharma behemoth. But the details of this deal, this alliance between Ackman and Valeant, those are as interesting as the deal itself. And our Dana Mattioli is here to talk about what is a page one story on the Wall Street Journal today. Dana, how are you?
Good, thanks for having me.
You guys, it's funny, your little M&A team, I sit close to you guys, so I hear you guys all the time chattering, talking. You guys have been working on this deal for a while and finally got a hold of it. Kind of take us through a little bit of the backstory.
Yeah, we started catching wind last week that there was something going on. A big name activist was digging around, and we heard about a strategic partnership, which if you cover the space, that's totally unconventional. Activists and companies sort of view each other as the enemy.
Right. When you say strategic,
I mean, yeah,
you mean corporates. That's a little word in the it's in the parlance.
Yeah, sorry for the jargon. So you never really see an Ackman teaming up with another company to go after a target.
Right.
So this is sort of unprecedented. So at first we wasn't sure if this was a rumor or if there was something to it, and we started digging around, and sure enough, Bill Ackman has teamed up with Valeant to go after Allergan, which makes Botox and a bunch of other skin fillers.
Yeah, so you guys get the story, put the news out yesterday afternoon. It's on the front page today.
Yeah.
And then after our story goes out, the official offer comes in.
That's right. So the offer came today, and this would be combining two $42 billion healthcare companies. And it's sort of unprecedented. We checked the archive. We've been picking the brains of other deal makers. They've never seen anything like this. Some people are worried about how this could be legal, to give an activist who's going to invest in something a heads up that this type of deal is coming.
Right.
So there's lots of repercussions here.
Right, because you look at sort of just the basics of the two companies. We'll pull this up. You can see the profits there. Now, Valeant lost money last year, but that was sort of an unusual thing where they bought Bausch and Lomb,
they bought for $9 billion. That's a lot to absorb.
Digesting that.
Right.
But yeah, let's talk for a second about this unusual arrangement. Ackman, Valeant, they've been working together for a couple of months, it seems, and Ackman's been buying a stake in Allergan. Does this strike you as something that maybe a one-off, or is this kind of, if these guys see this work, might they try a similar deal somewhere else? It
all depends on Ackman's returns here, right?
Yeah.
And if this winds up happening. There's some obstacles, obviously. So Valeant is known as being the serial acquirer. The CEO there is former McKinsey.
Right. What's his name again?
His name's Mike Pearson.
Mike Pearson, right.
And he's really transformed this company through M&A, and he looks for companies where he could buy the product, get rid of all the R&D, which is obviously very expensive, get rid of bulk of the sales force, and pump the product through his existing sales force. At the same time, he's been lowering his tax rate, which gives him a huge advantage compared to his peers. So if you're Allergan and you have this workforce that you cherish and products that you really like, you might be resistant to being bought by a person like Pearson, who might turn around and lay off a lot of your workforce.
Right. So, and we have to wrap this up. I mean, so this morning we do have this offer, but this is going to be a long story.
Right. Who knows if a white knight steps in and makes a counteroffer.
Have we heard from Allergan yet?
Allergan came out and acknowledged the offer.
Okay.
They haven't really said much.
Right. All right, Dana, excellent. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Before we leave, we'll check in on Allergan. See, the shareholders love it. Stock up almost 23%